In this code, I've set up an example data frame in R. It's got two columns, A and B, and they contain a series of random numbers, but also some NA values interspersed. For a clearer view of this example, let's go ahead and run this code, and then let's take a look at the resulting data frame. There you could see our two columns, and we could see our NA values throughout. Let's say that we want to replace these NA value with some substitute, such as 0 or really any other value. The way we can do that is I'm going to start by referencing a built-in function called is.na, and we're going to pass it our data frame, which in my example, I've called it df. And let's just start there. Let's run that code and see what it gets us. So here are the results. We end up with a logical vector. This is essentially a table of true-false values. For each of our values in our data frame, it's going to indicate true or false as to whether that particular cell or value contains NA. Right? So for example, you could see in our first row, NA is false across the board, and that checks out. If we look back at our data, we can see that 3 and 11 are the values for our first row. But then if we skim down to the second row, we can see we've got an NA value under the B column. And so referencing back to our logical vector, we see true here. It spotted that NA value and it marked it as true. So step one is essentially identifying where the NA values are. And then using this information, we're going to use this as a subsetting technique. So I'm going to say df, I'm going to reference my data frame, and then using square brackets, which is how we subset in R, we're going to pass it that logical vector. And then we're going to follow that up with the assignment operator and indicate which value we want to use to replace NA. And in this example, I'll just use 0. So when this code is executed, you can almost imagine that the logical vector created by this inner code is overlaid on our data frame. And for each cell, it's going to reference that logical vector. If it sees false, it's not going to replace the value with 0. So in the first row, we're not going to see false for 3 or 11, as we can see in our logical vector. So that's not going to get replaced. It's not until we get down here to row 2 in column B, where we see our first true value, that is basically a match for the subsetting that we're doing. And in that case, it is going to replace it with 0. To confirm this is working as expected, let's go ahead and run this code and then look at our updated data frame. And perfect. Previously, where we had NA values, you can see we now have zeros.